After the relentless 2 weeks of selling, we bottomed on Monday down here in the 233 area. We came in the next morning, put in a little bit of a higher low, and we saw a pretty good bounce. A great time to ask me questions is in the chat during the day, not during the morning meeting. And we had some good follow through yesterday, though it was an unusual day in the sense that the follow through happened right into the close. The one thing I forgot to mention in yesterday's, or I think in any of the morning meetings, was there's a huge amount of money that's in pensions and other institutional investors where they have 60-40 stock bonds portfolios. And because the speed with which stocks have sold off this month and bonds have actually gone up as yields have come lower on the long-term bonds, there had to be a large rebalancing in the tens of billions of dollars. And it seems like that finally really hit in a big way yesterday in the final 2 hours, causing that $70 up move. I'm not sure if technically it has to be done by the 31st. If it does, yesterday was the last day to do it, because settlement for stock trades today are actually next Wednesday. So, but it's worth keeping an eye out once we get to 2 o'clock to see how the market behaves. And I actually apologize for not mentioning that to you guys earlier, although I think the price action was pretty clear after the first few dollars of up. So here we are. So we're coming into 250. I thought 250 was kind of the first reasonable spot where we could fail on a bounce. I was hoping we'd get a retest of the February lows, which is about $3 higher, $3 to $4 higher in this area right here, where we broke down from last, I guess this is Fed day. So Fed day, we just came crashing down through that 250, 330 level. And then that was kind of the beginning of the downtrend, the steeper downtrend. I think there's some people calling for us to get back here. I don't see that happening. Anything's possible, but I put that extreme low probability. I think it's reasonable to think that we could, if not get here today, next week, come to do a retest of the February low. That would be just about $20 off of the low, and would be kind of the upside of the range of the bounce off the low that I was looking for. And so I would go to net short and aggressively start to buy puts in this area right here. So we were already at 251, 6:30 this morning. Hopefully we'll get a spike. And hopefully that's not the high for the day. I'd like to have a chance to fade a little bit intraday up here. I think 248 is the first spot where you can reasonably assume that maybe buyers would step in. Yesterday, if we take a look at yesterday, we opened around 243. Buyers stepped in after about $1.50. Down move from there. Didn't really bounce much, and then they stepped in again, about $3 off the morning high. And we had a good bounce from there. Almost got back up to 244. So just looking at this pre-market high, 251, $3 off of that is 248, kind of where we were in the after hours. And that would be, I think, the most bullish scenario where we came into here and buyers stepped in here. And maybe we could take out the pre-market high from that. It'll be interesting to see where we're set up coming into the close. We're in the 250 area, and a buy program comes in 2-3 o'clock. You might get that little crazy spike we've seen the last couple of days. On the downside, I would say we come in 248, fail to really rally back up much, and then start to hold below 248. I'd be looking for play a move back into here, 246. I think that's not unreasonable. IWM. So IWM has not bounced nearly as much as the SPYs. I guess 136 was kind of the stretch area. With the amount that the SPYs are up this morning, I would have hoped that IWM would have been at least in here. So the what I'm thinking is 134 really was my level to hedge off a bunch of, or take off a bunch of IWM calls. At first resistance is 132.70 to 133. If we get up there this morning and actually fail and start to roll over and get below 132.50, I probably would take off some calls. I want to see this uptrend stay intact. And then, of course, if it actually rips to the upside and goes to 134, my target area to take some risk off, that's where I'd be taking risk off. And getting down to probably almost no calls up into 36. Or maybe getting down to small calls and maybe actually shorting some common up here. So that would be on that. And the Qs have actually had a good bounce. So if we look at, so this is Fed day. Check out 156.20. And we're almost at 155 in the pre-market today, so we're close to getting. That's pretty close. We could get there today if technology catches a bid. So 153 is the first spot I'd look to see if buyers stepped up. I'm not a huge believer in that level. I think on the sheet I put 152 to 152.5 as kind of the first reasonable spot into kind of where the highs from Wednesday. In the after hours, it did drift down to 153 and held there. So I want to see if on the open, right on the open, if it flushes in the 53 and if there are bids. But an hour out from the open into here, I feel more comfortable. See if bids stepped in. The uptrend's working its way towards 52 off the bottom. This came off from 167 to 143, 24, 12. So this is the 50%. The pre-market high is the 50% retracement in the Qs from year to year. That's a good balance. At 157, I would probably be looking to buy some puts, maybe buy the 152s. And then yesterday, some people traded Watt. I thought it was actually really good in the morning, then it had a really good reversal. For a second day play, it looks like it's doing what it normally does after a big run up. It's just completely reversing. So I don't think you can really get bullish on it unless it got back above 760, 750, 760, this area here. That's kind of how you'll know if the yesterday was nothing. It's in this really steep long-term downtrend. If the news yesterday, it's already looking like it wasn't anything real, but if it is real, move from 5 to 9. Actually got above 9. It shouldn't really pull back. This is it right here, 6.5 really. So if anything, I'm sure people are already shorting in the pre-market. It looks like it's already come off 70 cents. It looks like a short to me. Yeah, and Tesla added 2 new board members. Probably can be faded, that up move. It's already come off a bunch. I would not really be looking at Tesla on the long side unless it consolidated up in this area here, above 330 for more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then started to break to the upside. I think it's more likely to come into this area here. It's a good bounce off 300 then. It actually flushed it through 295, bounced through the market. as always, be patient and good luck.